Okay, so I've got an interesting case study on the topic of timing the market, right? I got a buyer right now who's buying, who's looking for a condo in the Boulder area, right? And the condo and townhome market in Colorado has really suffered in the past 18 months. We've seen, you go to some complexes and they'll have, 10 plus properties that have been sitting on the market for a long time, months and months, sometimes over a year, right? And when one actually does sell, it sells at way below where those other ones are listed, right? So we're seeing a resetting of the values. So it's if you're a buyer in that situation, we've got a unit that we're interested in that was bought by the current seller less than a year ago for $600,000, and now they've got it listed for $572 or something, right? And when we look at other sales in the complex, same trend. They've been sitting on the market for months and months, and the one that has sold for $75,000 off of what its list price was, right? So if we take a look at if we could get this unit for $5.25, which I think we might be able to, right? And it was just bought $600,000 less than a year ago. That means that buyer is getting that house at a 17% discount from where it sold less than a year ago, right? So the worry that a buyer would have is, God, what if it keeps losing value? And here's where the fun is, right? If you look at the trend line over time, good years, bad years, whole thing, this property, this complex, and other complexes like it are appreciated somewhere between 3 and 5% annual appreciation average over time, right? So that $600,000 sales price was on that trend line, and now it's at a 17% discount, 16.5% discount, right? So if you buy it at a 16% discount, even if it loses another 5%, who cares? Because as long as you can hold on to that property for long enough for that property to get back to the trend line, you just earned 16, 17% bonus on it just by buying it at this point in the market and being willing to sit with it, right? So if you can hold that property for 3 to 5 years, it's going to come back. History tells us, trends tell us that it's going to come back to that trend line, right? And now you've made that 16, 17% bonus money on it, right? But it takes some balls to do that, right? You got to kind of take a deep breath. And when people think about timing the market at the top of the market, where I'm going to sell it when it's worth the very most it's going to be, people make the same mistake, and then it loses a little bit of value and you miss the boat on it, and then you feel badly. People do the same thing with the bottom of the market. They say, oh, I'm not going to buy until we're right at the bottom of that market. And I think that is distorted thinking, right? Because if you are able to buy that thing at a 16% discount from the trend line right now, and you're in a position that you can sit on that property for a few years and it's rentable, if you decide to move out of it, you're ahead of the game, and it's a rare opportunity. So I think, gang, it's a great time